what we've heard a lot about today is not having a patchwork of laws.
Right.
So talk to me about how important that is. You know, you made the point that we're waiting on the federal government, so it feels like we need to get ahead of this, but at the same time, making sure that we have one policy is important. So what is Kentucky looking at in terms of AI to make sure that we're on the front lines, but also not misstepping?
Right. I mean, that's the big question is what's the federal government going to do it and when are they going to do it? One of my primary concerns, like you said, is this patchwork of regulation across the country that would somehow put Kentucky once again at the back of the line on an issue that we should be kind of out in front on. Just naturally, an issue as big as artificial intelligence is, we want to be the first. We've got to do something. We hear about it from back home, you know, it's in the news. We got to do something. But, you know, sometimes doing something isn't really the best course of action. So that's why the task force is going to be so beneficial, so we can actually sit back and study and make good, informed, long-range policy decisions.
And talk to me a little bit more about the task force. Who all are you looking to have on that? I know in here you talked about making sure there's experts from different industries, the business community, you know, the people who would really be impacted by this. So who are you looking to put on that task force?
So the way the resolution is, it just calls for members, and then we would set the agenda, and then we'll bring everybody in. So the Chamber of Commerce has to be part of that conversation just based on the turnout today, right? I don't know that there's another group in the state that could put on a packed house with industry experts from all across the country like what you all did today. And so we definitely plan on using that as a resource. But then we've also got partners at UK, U of L, Deloitte, who put this on today, Google, Microsoft, Amazon. We've got all of these companies that have a vested interest, that have experts who know a lot more than what an accountant from Mount Vernon might know about it.
Now, one of the other issues that you've brought up in the legislature is automated vehicles.
Yep.
So we're seeing more self-driving cars, things like that.
Yep.
You brought this bill last year. We have it again this year. So talk to me about that, especially as other states have started to adopt this type of technology.
Yep.
What are you looking to accomplish with this bill, and how do we make sure that it's done safely, I think is most people's concern.
Well, look, and that's my biggest concern, right? I mean, nobody wants to be the guy that passed autonomous vehicles and then all of a sudden we've got big safety concerns, big safety issues. But the fact of the matter is these vehicles are so much more safe than what we are. You know, they can't drive drunk, they can't drive distracted, and they can't break the law while they're doing it. And, you know, on my way up here today, I've been distracted and I've probably exceeded the legal speed limit. But they can't do that, right? And so the data shows that they're about 100% more effective. They're 100% safer than what even human drivers are. But, you know, Kentucky is kind of a logistics state. We're a logistics hub. If you look at our geographic location, we kind of spoke wheel out. We've got I-75, I-65. We've got this massive transportation infrastructure, and with that comes massive opportunities. You know, if we just look at our auto manufacturers who have expressed in it, their opportunity that this has, Toyota, Ford, General Motors, I mean, they are all wanting to invest in this technology, and they all see an opportunity for growth because this is the technology of the future.
So how do you see this process going? Obviously, we moved it a little bit last year. We got very close. So how have we started the process on moving this bill?
Yep, so it's House Bill 7. It's a priority bill for our caucus.
Yes.
Last session, you know, it took a long time to kind of explain what these are, how safe they are. You know, it takes a lot to tell people that a car driving itself is safer than you driving a car. And so we kind of got bogged down in time. I'll be honest, I thought last session we could maybe get it through the House, but we actually got it to the governor's desk on the last day. Unfortunately, we ran out of time and couldn't override his veto. So I don't think we're going to have that problem this session, you know, having 60 days as opposed to the 30, and the fact that we're miles ahead of where we were last year. And everybody's comfortable with the concept now. So I'm extremely optimistic that we'll have a better path this year. Last session, the governor, and I can't remember the governor's veto message just off the top of my head, but he cited concerns from the labor industry that, you know, these things are going to take our jobs. When the fact of the matter is, you know, there's 22, 25 other states that have already adopted this. We've not seen that. You know, right now, there's 80,000 vacancies amongst truck drivers. We can't find people to fill them. And so if we can use technology to help augment that, it's not going to replace workers. None of this technology we're talking about is going to just flat out replace people. It can't. But we need to make sure we've got good, sound policies that allow businesses to utilize the technology if they choose, and let the market make these decisions instead of a heavy-handed government bureaucracy.
And some of those groups that you mentioned, they no longer have as many concerns. It seems like a clearer path this time, you said?
Yes. Yeah.